Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about periods and sanitary products. Now this kind of topic is often labeled as taboo, and that leads to people not really having any conversation about it, and that unfortunately leads to women not really understanding what goes on in their body and the importance of good quality sanitary products when you're on your period. So first off, I'm going to start this video by breaking down the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle begins every 28 days on average and repeats from puberty all the way up to menopause, or whenever that may be. Every month, in response to the reproductive hormones progesterone and estrogen, the lining of the uterus grows because it's preparing itself for a potential pregnancy. The uterus is where a baby grows, and the inner lining of the uterus supports and nourishes the developing baby, which is very important, and I'll come back to that later in the video. In the middle of the cycle, at around day 14, an ovary releases an egg via the fallopian tube and into the uterus, ready for fertilization. And if pregnancy doesn't occur, then progesterone levels decrease and the lining sheds. Now the flow of a period itself is made up of the shedded uterus lining and the blood of the arteries of the uterus, and it's released on day 1 of the menstrual cycle. So when you start bleeding, that is the first day of your cycle, and it typically lasts around 5 to 7 days. So now hopefully you guys understand a little bit about period basics and what a period actually is. Let's talk about sanitary products, so tampons and period pads. When we look at these products, there's actually no guidelines or strict regulations about what brands need to disclose in terms of ingredients. So they don't need to tell you what they're putting into these things because they are labeled as medical devices. I don't know how that makes sense. If you pick up a packet of Always or Body Form, the first thing you're going to notice is that it smells like artificial fragrance. It literally smells like perfume, and it creeped me out. That stuff should not be going in that area at all. And the second thing you're going to notice, if you turn the packaging around, there's actually no information about the ingredients in that product. Even on the Always website, they make it so difficult to understand exactly what goes into their pads and tampons. And they can actually include things like GMO cotton that is covered in pesticides, and polyester adhesives, polypropylene and PEG, which are all contaminants linked to hormone disruption, dryness and infertility, and dioxin, which is a confirmed carcinogen. Now the skin around that area, I promised myself I was going to speak about this properly, but I can't bring myself to say it, which is ridiculous. So I'm just going to roll with this. The skin around that area is highly sensitive, it's very thin, and it's highly vascular. And this means that it's very permeable to any chemicals and compounds that come into contact with it. So if we use non-organic menstrual products like non-organic period pads and tampons that include ingredients like the ones that we just spoke about, they're going to go straight into our body and contribute to something called bioaccumulation. Now this is when foreign substances, toxins and chemicals come into our body, and they accumulate in different areas of the body, and they cause inflammation and other health problems. And this happens over a long period of time of using different chemical care products. So when we wake up, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we moisturize our face, we put on deodorant, we put on hairspray, we put on makeup, etc, etc. We use loads of different products on a daily basis. Now the companies that make these products claim that the chemical level is at a safe level in all of these products, but that's on an individual here and there basis use, which isn't realistic. People use these things every single day, and they use them all together. So when you use these chemical products throughout the day, every single day, those safe low levels of chemicals are all going to accumulate together and make a high level of chemicals in your body. This definitely contributes to poor health. Think about how many times a woman will use a period pad over a 10-year span, for example. All of those chemical synthetic ingredients will go straight into the uterus, which, as I said earlier on in the video, that's where a baby is born. That is where life is created, and that is where you provide nourishment to a newborn baby. So keeping your uterus and your womb in a constantly toxic state is not good for you, it's not good for any potential pregnancy, and it can lead to loads of different womanly issues. But there are are plenty of solutions. We are so fortunate that there are loads of different care products that are safe to use. The solution does not include free-flowing and bleeding down your leg side, contrary to popular belief. Just because some big brands decide not to disclose information on the ingredients used in their product doesn't mean that all period pad brands do the same. There's actually some really good brands out there. I use one called Natural Care. It's completely clean, chemical free. It lists all the ingredients on its packaging and it comes in loads of different sizes, shapes, and they do tampons as well. Some women also use the Moon Cup, which I've never used, I've never looked into it too tough, but a lot of women swear by it. Some use reusable cotton pads that you just put in the washing machine and think they're great. The point is there's loads of different alternatives, so please don't get disheartened by this video. Take whatever information resonates with you. Look into the different alternatives. I'm sure that you'll find one that suits you. And they're pretty widely available as well. You can get them in local organic shops. I've got one like literally on my high street, and you can also get them online. So there's like no excuse not to get these products. They're really widely available, but the most important thing is please don't get disheartened by this information. It's not about, you know, not using period pads or tampons and bleeding everywhere like forever. It's just about changing the products you use and understanding why it's important to do that and understanding what these ingredients are doing to your body on a long-term basis. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of products you guys use. I stick to pads, but there's loads of different alternatives. So let me know what you guys use and what brand you use and what you'd recommend to other ladies out there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well. I'll definitely get back to you and help where I can. Before you leave, make sure you check out my last video and hit that subscribe button. Join the 50K family. We hit 50,000 subscribers last week, which is really, really cool. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah!